Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos. Please take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy.
What are some disadvantages of being highly physically attractive? You get to witness how many people are willing to cheat on their partners. It almost feels like there's no one who would say no to you really. It's sad when you think about it. This has honestly affected me most negatively. I have a lot of trust issues in relationships around fidelity, because I know firsthand how many men are willing and ready to cheat. I even had to stop going to my favorite bar, because it was depressing me way too much to get hit on by married men. People are attracted to you at first and they're just infatuated. You realize that they don't actually love you. They just want you, or they think that they love you. Attractiveness has no connection at all to personality, unfortunately. I was at a sports bar a few years ago and it had a hilarious yet painful quote painted along the length of the wall in big bold letters above the urinals that said, "No matter how beautiful, intelligent, or perfect she may seem, somebody, somewhere, is sick of dealing with her BS." It had me laughing and shaking my head as I walked out, but it changed my life more than I ever expected. Trust. Never being sure of why someone's trying to be in your life. How much of it is your looks versus your personality? There's a quote about that. When you're ugly and someone loves you, you know they love you for who you are. Beautiful people never know who to trust. Drax the Destroyer. When your looks fade, you realize how much advantage your looks gave you, but too late to leverage it. I was overweight as a teen. I used to have flawless skin and baby face look during high school. But not until acne plague on my face, turning everyone away from me. I lost a lot of close friend, a girlfriend, and basically everything was falling apart for me. Now I'm 25 and my skin started to look good, but it still scarred me to have any relationship or friends. I'm a lonely person ever since that. Everyone wants to sleep with you, no one wants to actually know you. You are a piece of meat. You're a fantasy, not much more. Being attractive has a lot of advantages, but when it comes to dating for love, it's very hard because people use you as a vessel for sexual desires and not love, most of the time. It's very hard to find someone who wants to look beyond your body or face, to actually get to know the person inside. Source: well, I'm conventionally attractive. I'm blonde, fit, and skinny, and have curves where I should. I'm not a bombshell or anything, I just check some boxes. I'm not vain about it, I actually have a ton of insecurities. I've dated a lot of people as a result of being seen as attractive. But none of them loved me or wanted to know me beyond my body or my face, as of yet. Everyone just sees you as a hookup. It's frustrating. I think we articulate needing to look attractive well, but there is another very important factor, and that is looking likable. Some people look very attractive and likable, some look unattractive and likable. But some people also look unlikable. When you have an attractive but unlikable looking person, like some models, pretty perfect but no warmth or uniqueness, you get someone hated by their gender and overlooked by the opposite gender. For example, too intimidating to approach for average men, not physically interesting enough to be more than a public ornament or ONS to hot men. If you look unlikable, it's maybe better to be moderately attractive, which can ease the same gender hatred at least, and get them into other stuff than a beauty industry where the hot unlikable person is always only second rate. You don't blend into a crowd. Committing a crime is harder with a memorable face. It's easier to get away with it though. Judges and officers are on average more lenient towards a pretty face. Attractive people don't have to commit crime. They already get everything they want. There's a reason why the majority of criminals are ugly. People make friends with you, with the wrong intentions. Confess to you and then the friendship is over. They don't talk to you again after you say no. Lost so many people like this that I get so gloomy. You get put on a pedestal. They can only look at what you look at. People assume what you accomplished is by giving intimate favors. You become a target for people on the street to talk to you, harass you, touch you, and expect you to be okay with it. I find it easier to make friends online, play video games, and enjoy interacting with humans that way, instead of talking to them in person. I never thought I was attractive. I used to be a tomboy and wore baggy men's clothes. I've gotten comments that I look like a pretty boy. I was okay with that. Then started wearing dresses and female-oriented stuff like makeup. Started to work out much more and bam. Couldn't make a single male friend without it going south for years. Only had 2 male friends who was platonic. Most my friends were gay men and girls at one point. I don't think I am attractive. People say I am, I think I'm a 6. My race is fetishized. So, who knows? Maybe that adds some. I just wish I could walk the streets without someone grabbing my arms and asking for my number. Without the whistles and pep talks. Just stop talking to me. People think you'll cheat or find someone better looking and leave them. My girlfriend jokes about it. A lot. I don't know if she really thinks I would cheat/leave her, but I find it hard interacting with any woman when she's around. We work together, keep it professional, most people don't know we're dating, so as you can imagine this happens frequently. I don't even think I'm all that good looking. Can't see it. I'm fit and have a baby face, I can't even grow a respectable beard. Constant attention. Not me, I'm average as hell, but I witnessed a pretty redhead that worked at a hospital get dudes stopping in their tracks and walk over to tell her how beautiful she was while she was just trying to work. I could tell she felt awkward whenever it happened and other workers would do it, too, so she had to face those dudes after the interaction. I lost 40 pounds and got a small glimpse into that world. Suddenly dudes started to notice I exist and try to hook up with me after only chatting for a few minutes, and I'm still pretty overweight. It's literally the only thing I am not looking forward to after losing more. People don't leave you alone. They'll make excuses to talk to you, which is normally fine, but A, you basically have to make up an emergency to get out of the conversation because otherwise it will not end. And B, it's really awkward and obvious that they have nothing to actually say to you. So there are long pauses where they just stare at you a bit. It leaves the burden of the conversation on the person who didn't really want it in the first place. You end up running into the store to get one item and you're there for 30 minutes because the stock guy cornered you and is asking you how you feel about that carton of milk in your hand. Because that's the only thing they know about you that they can ask about. Unless it's a personal comment about your appearance, which is worse. And if you realize that's probably 1/1000th of what celebrities go through every single day, you never, ever want to be famous. That becomes your defining trait. Doesn't matter your intelligence, personality, or other accomplishments. You're just hot. Also, loads of people only being attracted to your looks and not caring about your personality at all. I work in a machine shop and there's a female project manager that is by all measures quite attractive. She also has an engineering degree and has been highly competent in my limited experience working with her. The number of guys I work with that can't be professional about it is appalling to me. I can't imagine it's easy for her to be taken seriously. The only positive thing about it is that the younger guys below 40 mostly seem to be able to be professional, but the older guys, nearing 60, are just ridiculous about what they think is appropriate to say about someone who is young enough to be their daughter. Being friendly to the opposite gender is consistently interpreted as flirting. This frustrates me endlessly. It has caused me to not try to develop friendships with my coworkers because every single time I thought I had a platonic friendship with a guy, he eventually either confesses to the fact that he is in love with me. I finally had a male friend in my 40s who was married, smart, and a mentor to me. He respected me, or so I thought. We would have lunch sometimes and discuss our careers. Then one day out of the blue, during holiday season, he called me while I was at work to tell me that he had a dream about me, and it definitely put me on the naughty list. I never spoke to him again. Such a disappointment. More stalkers if you are a girl. Lots of resentful guys you have turned down who might stalk you and harm you because if they can't have you then no one else can. Stalker guys tend to have some weird sense of entitlement to the attention of unusually attractive women who are just trying to mind their own business. The same guys treat other women like they're just cows. But they get obsessed with women who are out of their league who try to ignore them. I had 4 extremely creepy men who had an unhealthy obsession with me despite barely knowing me until now, and I'm only 25. Had a guy pretty much bother my best friend because she refused to set us up. Had a guy blow up my phone for 2 weeks trying to guilt trip me into dating him until I threatened a restraining order. Had a random guy go around telling people I was his girlfriend in college. I wasn't, I date women. This is of course in addition to the countless men who bother me in public places when I'm trying to go through my day. I had to learn really fast to be rude and mean as needed, because creeps count on you being too nice to tell them off. I have a really attractive friend, the kind where if anyone sees her picture they ask to meet her. She has had a high number of married men lie to get her to go out with them, who I suspect wouldn't risk their marriage for someone less stunning. She gets lied to more than anyone I know. People will say anything to get her to go on a date with them, but then she finds out later it was all nonsense. Often the people who approach her are the most arrogant, while more reasonable people don't because they think she's out of their league. People think she should be grateful she gets so many offers, but 100 offers from douchebags are not worth one from a genuine guy. You can bet if she complained about it, people would not feel sorry for her, either. A lot of unwanted attention, advances and awkward exchanges with people who can't take a hint. Being the not as good-looking sister, I witnessed my younger sibling get hit on a lot, especially by older creepy dudes who had no right in bothering her the way they did. Someone replied, some outright refused to take no for an answer. When I got my first boyfriend, I realized that existing ownership by another man was the only thing that worked on some of them, and began to wear my great-grandmother's wedding ring. One time I gave in to one of them once and agreed to go out with him, because he literally wouldn't take no for an answer and wouldn't let me leave. I was too shy to be forceful. Worst mistake of my life. If they don't accept hearing no to a date, they don't accept hearing no anything. I'm so glad I'm fat and middle-aged now. Men treat me like a human being, not an object to be won.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end. We want to thank you again for giving us a few minutes of your time, and we wish you have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe. It really does help us a lot. That's it from me. Roll the outro.